Well, hello! Fancy seeing you again so soon. I know it's only been a few days since I released my last video, and I'm back again with another thrift haul. So if that sounds good to you, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, and of course don't forget to hit the bell so that you don't miss any future content that comes up here on this channel. So today I have, yet again, I know, another Goodwill outlet thrift haul. I've been going a couple times a week, and that's kind of been supplying my sourcing needs and my listing goals, which I'm going to talk a little bit more in this video. And I found a lot of vintage and a lot of heavy items. So although I spent around $75, I don't actually have as many items here as I typically would, because as you're going to see, a lot of these items are big, they're heavy, they're bulky, and of course I had some lighter weight items to kind of add as filler, so I'm excited to get to those. And then I have a couple of tricks. I'm gonna actually start with the trick and the tip here in the beginning, because I often get asked this and I don't always do this or pick up this style of shoe, so I want to share this tip with you. This is a pair of what looks to be a patent leather heel. It's actually a man-made patent leather, so not real leather, but it has that kind of patent leather look. So these had some scuffs, so very light scuffing. I probably wouldn't have picked them up if they were really bad shape, or if the material was really kind of marked or chipped, I guess. Do you know what I mean? Chipped. So because it was just scuffing, what I did is I took my acetone. So this is 100%, and I use this for all kinds of purposes, typically to get that permanent marker off bottom of shoes if it's a rubber sole. But in this case, I just took my little cotton pad and I got some acetone on there, and those scuffs came right off. Like, it was so easy, so simple. So I was really excited. I think there's a couple marks on this, but overall they look fantastic. But I love these because, again, they're in really good condition. They were barely worn. They're Mark Fisher, and they're a pointed white heel. So super cute. Excited about those. So hopefully you enjoyed that little tip. If you already knew, thanks for following along. And my next pair of shoes, oh, these are so good, and they are a size 7, so all of you that are size 7, go buy these so I'm not tempted to keep them, because they are fantastic. They are LL Bean little booties, and they're just perfect. They're like a sneaker type booty. They are a suede, and they're super comfortable. They are this faux shearling lined, and they're like walking on little cushions. They're, again, size 7, and I do feel they fit pretty true to size. They fit me very well. I just feel like I wouldn't wear these enough to keep them. I love winter boots. I have several pairs. I purchased several pairs on Poshmark last year for myself, so I'm not really in need, but these are adorable, and they have a vintage look, so I might need to do a little bit more research. I don't believe they're vintage, but they have that like early 90s style going on. It reminds me of something my dad would have wore back in the day. So love these. I'm gonna have a hard time parting with them, so hopefully they go quick. Okay, definitely a fave. Now, I mentioned there's a lot of vintage, and towards the end, I was getting ready to leave. They were telling people they needed to start checking out because all the carts were taken and people were waiting outside the door. At that point, I'd been there about an hour and a half, and I was getting ready to leave. I wanted to get to a couple more bins. One of the last bins I went to had a bunch of lightweight cottage core styles, 80s, 90s style dresses, and I'm so glad that I came across these because they're really lightweight, and as I mentioned earlier, it had a lot of heavy items, and I was looking for some items to kind of add as filler to kind of bring my cost per item down. So I found a bunch of these lightweight dresses, roughly all on the around the size like 8 to 10, and a lot of them do say petites, but in my opinion, they're not really petite sizing, but you know, we'll see. This one has a tie waist, so you can kind of cinch it. It's going to be kind of hard to get the overall style, but definitely this grandma floral, cottage core vibes going on here. Long sleeves, which is nice for upcoming seasonal changes. A nice little scarf. And I picked up a couple of these scarves. I'm not sure if I'll hold on to them till spring. I did sell a bunch last spring and they went quickly. So fun little piece there. Okay, another cottage core style skirt. This is just an elastic waist skirt, midi length. Again, that grandma floral. It's got side pockets, which is so nice. And it looks like there's a tag in here. It's a poly rayon blend and a size medium. Another one of those dresses. This one's got a lot kind of going on. So this Leslie Faye is definitely a brand that I see often out there. It's a size 10 and it's got kind of a, reminds me of like a sailor style top. But yeah, fun to pick some of those up. This is a blazer, vintage blazer. Similar era, but it does have a Union tag in there. And it's got shoulder pads. I love the blocky print to it. It's a lightweight blazer, which is really nice. So great for layering. You can wear a turtleneck under it or a sweater. You can wear a boxy, oversized fit or more fitted depending on what look you're going for. So really like that. I did say I was going to talk about my listing goals. And so I have been going to the bins a couple times a week and primarily just sourcing from the bins. So I'm not really going to regular thrift stores right now, because I'm trying to get a lot of items in bulk at one time and then just listing a lot. And so I find when I go to regular thrift stores, although they can have really great items, I don't find enough to make it worth my time. So by going to the bins, I can get a lot of items in a short amount of time and then list a lot for a couple days and then go again. So why am I trying to list so much? I felt like during the shutdown period, I definitely had to roll back my listings. Wasn't listing as much and therefore my sales slowed down. And going into Q4 is always my best season for sales. It actually usually picks up for me in August, which it definitely did this year, and then September, and then I see really great sales through October and December. So therefore, I really needed and wanted to get my listing numbers up to be ready for a busier season. So I made it a priority and a goal to basically try to list 100 items a week. There's definitely been weeks where I haven't hit that, but just constantly pushing to list around 100 items a week. That's a lot of sourcing. That is why I'm going to the bins more than regular thrift stores. And where am I at? So of course, listing more, I've seen that I'm selling more. I've had weeks where I have sold so many items that I'm just exhausted by the end of the week. And I'm like, why am I so exhausted? Because I've been selling and listing and doing all those things that are pretty exhausting. And it's also why I haven't been here on YouTube as much. So definitely paying off, and I have been enjoying seeing that success. So I am getting to a point where it's feeling more natural to list more and feels more natural to kind of get into this rhythm of going to the bins and sourcing and then listing. So I'm hoping that I can incorporate more YouTube into this new schedule that I've kind of built, but it's definitely taken a while to feel like I can fit it all in. My listing goal was to try to get to 1,200 items, active items on Poshmark by the end of this month, and it hasn't happened, which is okay because I have been listing so much. I am struggling to stay around the 1,100 active on Posh, whereas in the past I've teetered around the 1,000 mark. So I've pushed past that finally, and still just trying to build and build and build. Eventually I would love to be at 1,500 active items on Poshmark. That is my goal, but as I list and list and list, I'm also selling and selling and selling. So I cannot complain at all about listing and selling items. So it just makes it harder to get to those bigger numbers, but that is okay. It's reflecting in sales, and therefore I'm incredibly happy. All right, I'll get back to actually showing you what I picked up, and I'm overall just like really happy with this haul because it's different than a lot of my recent ones. There are still items that I need to do some work on, such as this lovely cardigan. I absolutely love this piece. It's got the crewel embroidery of this floral detailing here. It's so cute, this grandma sweater. But it does have a couple little spots, which I think will come out nicely with some stain treatment. I'll just have to be careful with it, but it's adorable. So a vintage piece, and I'm not sure if the material is in here, but likely it says it's a poly and something else that I'm not quite sure what that says. But anyway, it's a cute piece. I do like picking up Talbots, especially in these nice sweaters. So this is a Talbots large, older tag Talbots, and it is a blend of cotton, nylon, merino wool, mohair, and spandex. So it does feel pretty nice, and I think this will go over well on probably eBay, but I always list on Poshmark first, and then I cross-list everything that I can over to eBay. And when I say everything I can, I just mean that if it sells on Poshmark before I can list it on eBay, then it doesn't get listed on eBay. Otherwise, I list it. I don't, I guess, discriminate or pick and choose. Often people ask me, like, how do I decide what I list where? I don't. I just list it all. These are Earthies. I do like picking up this brand. They're comfort style shoe. Oftentimes, they're kind of giving me the boho, maybe even like lag and look art to wear vibes. But the back heel on this one, it's not worn like down all the way. It's just kind of scuffed there because it is a suede leather, and I think that's fine. They're still in overall really nice condition, and they are, let's see, I thought they had a size on them. I think they're a size 10. No, 9.5. Close. As always, a few belts. I do love picking up belts because I like to sell them. A, they're so easy to photograph and list. B, but also they are a little bit lighter weight, so it just is easy to throw in with other items. So this is a Gap belt, size medium. It's got a solid brass buckle, which is really nice, and the leather material. This is a vintage Talbots, another Talbots piece. This reminded me of a Brighton belt, which I do love the Brighton belts. Very similar style here. It's a thin brown leather belt. And this tooled belt, which is, I think, a size 48. So likely a men's, but I think a woman would enjoy this as well. So I like this style. It's super fun. And I think this is the last pair of shoes. Oh my gosh. I had like 4 pairs of Madewell sandals in my cart, all singles. Had to throw them all back because I could not find the mates. I was so disappointed. But I did find both of these Steve Madden riding boots, I guess, and they have this like snap buckle here inside zip. They're size 8. And if you see anything that you're interested in, you're always welcome to send me an offer. I always appreciate offers and will counter if I don't accept. This is a vintage, another grandma style cardigan. I love these sweaters. This one is a size large. It's acrylic, ivory kind of color, wintry white, and it's got the buttons down towards the bottom and pockets, kind of these poofy sleeves. So I really love this style. Love picking this up. I've sold a few others that are very similar. Another neck scarf. This one doesn't have any labels or tags, but I just really like the coloring. Now this was funny because we're back to the Cottage core bin where I found all this stuff. I found this skirt, and I wasn't actually going to get this skirt. I was going to leave it behind. I don't know. It wasn't speaking to me. But then I found the matching top. And if you know how hard it is to find matching sets, then you know why I picked this up, because sets are so hard to come across. And I feel like sets, at least this last winter, were really in. Like, people were finding really cute sets, and I am someone who also was on the lookout for sets and had a really hard time finding them for myself. So I picked this up. I thought this would be so cute. I know it's hard to see, but it's like a midi style skirt with elastic waist, and then this top, and you could wear this top and like tie it at the waist and do kind of a little crop, and that'd be adorable. So there we are with that. This is like a very boho style top. It's a little bit longer. I think it's a one size fits most, but look at those sleeves. Those are amazing. Anyway, it has a few strings I need to cut, but kind of a boho peasant style top. Love it. And here we are with another. This is a size 10, and it does say petites, like it's a petite style label. Again, I feel like it's probably not, it could be worn by a regular as well. It's got a puff sleeve. Really love this. Not sure it's the right season, but still went for it. This dress actually has a matching belt, which I found separate in the bin, and it's laying over there, over yonder. So lovely cottagecore piece. It is a size 10. The polka dots, the lavender, oh, everything about this. I just love it. So it is like a shirt style top and then elastic waist, and I didn't even notice. I didn't even realize it's a romper. Oh my gosh, this makes me so happy. You don't understand how happy that makes me. This is so fantastic. So that is wonderful. Love it even more. In the same bin with all those items was this gorgeous cardigan. I actually picked up another one very similar last week, but it's missing a few buttons. So this is a vintage style, like it's got the shoulder pads and just a very fuzzy, nice cardigan. It's a size small, but it's an oversized fit. It's acrylic, really good condition for the age. What's funny is a bunch of these items had their garage sale sticker prices on them for like $2. And by weight of this, I probably paid about $2 for it at the bins. Whoever had this garage sale, I'm so sorry I missed it because I bet it was fantastic. This was also in that bin. So a vintage nightgown. Pink lacy top, long skirt, great nightgown. I do sell several of these. So there's the label. I do really like picking these up. It's 100% nylon, made in the USA. Probably 80s, maybe 90s. But it's in really good condition. And there's a slit. There we go, front slit. Oh, so pretty. Okay, here's back to modern. We have Calvin Klein. This is just a large cardigan, but I really love the marled knit, and there's front pockets and buttons. I feel like you just can't go wrong with that. This is one of the first items I put in the cart. It does have a dry cleaner's tag on it, but it's a Land's End size small, 6'8", Fair Isle, like winter pullover sweater. It's in great condition. Whoever had it obviously took care of it, hence dry cleaning tags. I did get a little grabby for this guy. So it was in a neighboring bin and I didn't have the right to be in that bin, but I just reached over and plucked it out. So this red cardigan, again, vintage style, kind of boxy with the shoulder pads. Love the buttons. It does have some light pilling that I'll need to work on, but overall, really love this piece. This is another one that needs some work. LL Bean again, and it does have some staining on the front, but I'm hoping with a good soak and some oxy that will come out. And there's just some overall kind of stains on it, but a lot of them look surfacey, so that's good. It is tagged size large, but I definitely think it could fit a medium, and it's made in the USA, older style LL Bean. Really excited about this. I love this mauve-y purple color, so we'll get that cleaned up and listed. I have a few coats that I need to work on as well, so hopefully I can work on all those coats and get them up soon. This is a Talbot's. Again, I guess I had more Talbots than I thought I did. This is more of a modern Talbot's tag. It is a 6 petite, and they're linen, which is why I grabbed them. I don't particularly love selling petites, but when it comes to linen, I don't really let it sit. Okay, this is a fun find, a modern find. It's Not Your Daughter's jeans. They're size 14, and they're the Maryland Straight. So, love that. And a pair of vintage jeans. So, this is the chic, or I never say that right, but I do love the back on these. Great Western high rise, straight leg, dark indigo denim. And I think the label says they're a 10, but that's a vintage 10. So I'll need to measure, probably more like a 6'8". And they have what feels to be a little stretch to them, which is not that common for that era. Okay. These are so great. If you have like a camel colored blazer, you need these. So these are some wool trousers. They're higher rise. They're lined. They're wool. They're fantastic. So These would be great if you've got one of those camel colored blazers laying around. I wish they were my size because I do have a blazer. Those would go so well with, and it'd be definitely a look. This was a favorite find. They are Tommy Hilfiger vintage denim, and they are so distressed. And someone took the initiative to even go as far as to patch a bunch of the areas, which is why I grabbed them. They still have some holes, but because of their patching in some of these areas, they're definitely still wearable. There's some holes around the corners here, so someone might still need to do some work, but it's this side stripe that I'm in love with. So great. So they are tag size 30-32, which I believe is men's, but a woman could also wear these. And here we are with this lovely piece. See and be seen. It's a one size, and I picked this up because of the horses. When I see horses, I rarely ever let it sit. So I loved the novelty on this, kind of a Southwest design, and it's just kind of an open cardigan vest, and love it. A couple more pieces in here. So this was another vintage piece. Fun blouse top. And lastly, another one of my absolute favorites. I cannot believe this was laying at the top of the bin. I don't know who put this back or why, but it's a Sorel men's medium jacket. It's definitely got Carhartt, like kind of Carhartt style, that heavy jacket, but it has double zipped front with the snap button closure. All zippers seem to work. I cannot find a flaw really on this. There's no real wear or discoloration or stains or really anything. So this is a great jacket. It's lined. So I'm hoping to get a good price on this. And it was definitely heavy. So I'm not sure. I should weigh it to see how many pounds it actually is. But that was one of my favorite finds as well from the day. So I really hope you enjoyed hearing more about my listing goals, why I've been a little bit more absent here on this platform. I hope you enjoyed the little shoe cleaning tip at the beginning. And as always, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.